Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dorian Show. I'm back, you guys. It's been a couple months, but I decided to come back because I got an easier setup. As you can see, I got this little arm thing. I got a recording device. So yeah, I'm back, dude. And then let me just jump off and tell you guys what I did over the weekend. Yesterday, I was at a kid's birthday party to promote my show. Okay. If you guys haven't gotten tickets yet, I have a comedy show coming up this Friday, May 27th at 7 o'clock. It's free in the Tenderloin of San Francisco. RSVP at Eventbrite. Bring your friends. We got a great show. We got really funny comedians and a magician. And it's going to be magical, guys. Magical. Dude. So I was at this birthday party yesterday. Let me get some water. I was at this baby's birthday party yesterday, celebrating my friend's fourth child, and she was turning 1 year old. And let me tell you, I felt really out of place. Apparently, all my friends in San Francisco are all having kids. Like, everybody got like little kids between 0 and 3. You know what I mean? And I was just there, like, hey, what's up? Long time no see. And they're talking about, hey, man, I'm putting my daughter into swimming classes. What are you up to lately? And I just look dumb, and I tell them, I just tell them I'm like 34 years old, and I'm here doing free comedy, out doing open mics every single day. Just no money, just burning fuel, burning gas every single night. That's what I've been up to. It's definitely a funny scene. It's me out there, I'm trying to promote my show. I'm like, yeah, guys, you guys gotta get a babysitter, come support my show. Because it's hard to get a crowd, man, when you're not Dave Chappelle. Okay, so. Oh, I think it's time I go on a little rant about hosting my own show. So you guys didn't know, I started my own comedy show because it's really hard to get stage time in comedy, and it makes a lot of sense, right? Like, people don't know you, and people that have shows typically put other people with shows on their shows so they can like switch back and forth. So it's rough. So I decided, me and a couple dudes were like, hey, we should start our own show, to make sure we get some stage time. And we decided to do it. And it's only been 2 weeks. And let me tell you, it's been a fucking shit show, guys. It's wild. People in this comedy scene are some crazy people. They say some crazy shit to me, man. It's only been 2 weeks and I'm burnt out. Okay. I was the first show was really great. Thank you to all my friends and whoever the comedians brought out, like their friends. Thank you for showing up. The first show we did, it was great. There was like 30 people in the audience, 25 to 30, and mostly the people that came were my friends and the other two producers' friends that showed up, and it was fun because we had a crowd. Everybody really enjoyed it. We finished and we're like, yeah, this is great. This is fucking amazing. Yeah, we love comedy. And then after that, the next week, obviously our friends that came out the first week are less likely to come out again because, they've already seen my set. And even though they had fun, they probably wouldn't come every week. And this is the same for everyone else. So it wouldn't make sense for me to, the comedians that we put on and the other acts, we had a sketch group, really funny, and the magician. I try to ask them to like bring your friends or invite people, and I understand it's hard keep bringing your friends out to the show because, like I said, your friends will probably only want to come see you once or twice, so it's hard to keep getting them out here. Which I completely understand. But one of these comedians, one of my friends, if you believe it or not, decided to reprimand me. Like, what? Like, this person looked at me and they said, they singular, I just didn't want to give out their gender. They were like, it is not my responsibility to bring a crowd. That is the producer's responsibility. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know Dave Chappelle was coming to my show, okay? How am I supposed to advertise this? How am I supposed to promote this? Oh, come see a bunch of nobodies, people you don't know out there. Like, I'm competing with whatever other people are doing on their Friday nights. Like, I get it, but at least put some effort, okay? Put the fucking flyer on your Instagram, please, okay? And none of these comics, a few of them did, but like half of these fools didn't even bother advertising that shit. Like, I don't know, you guys enjoy performing into an empty room? Like, that's like the whole point of bringing friends and stuff is, yeah, you draw them in to see your act, but hopefully they'll have fun, and when they see the other performers on the show, which will make them want to come back more. You know what I mean? That's what we did the first day. We had a killer show, great crowd. Everybody was having fun, you know, and those people are more likely to come back. But our second show, it was still okay. I mean, it was fewer people. We got like maybe 12 people, maybe. You know what I mean? And of course, it's not as fun. You know what I mean? Like 4 of the people were my guests, and then I had to pull another 4 people off the streets to come in. You know what I mean? That's 8 out of the 12 people. You know, that were basically like, I had to either beg them to come, my friends, or I had to drag them from the streets to come. And like, it's not as good of a show. You know what I mean? The comedians are just as good, but the show is not as good. You know what I mean? So yeah, bring your friends, okay? But if you don't want to bring them, fine. Just don't reprimand me, okay? Because that makes me think I'm crazy. I'm like, who else is going to come watch you guys? Who else is going to come watch you guys? Okay? And another thing, okay, this is another thing that really bugged me that day, the second day, right? There's like, at the time of this, it was, there was like 7 people in the audience. And there's some comedians that were sitting in the back of the room. And I'm like, hey, can you guys please sit in the front? And then they looked at me, they're like, why? I mean, what do you mean, why, dude? There's fucking 7 people in the front, and there's 4 of you guys in the back. You guys want to fill up the room, or you guys just don't give a shit? Like, I don't know what's going on. Okay, you guys like those little pictures I take of you guys, right? While you guys are doing comedy, make it look like you guys are in a packed room. Do you guys want to be have pictures of more people in your picture, or you want empty seats? What do you mean, why? Go sit in the front. Go sit in the fucking front. Jesus Christ, dude. It's insane. Let me tell you, it's only been 2 weeks, and I have to deal with so much fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? Some of these things are just wild. So the one thing that was super weird on the first show, you know what I mean? Like, I can't afford to pay anybody because we don't charge tickets, guys. We're just trying to get started, try to build up a reputation of putting on a good show. So how me and the producers decided to do it was like, we were going to ask for tips, and we we're going to pay people out in tips. So this is during the first show. It was great. We were having a great time. Everybody's having a great set. Everybody was killing. And then, but before the show was over, one of the acts came up to me and they were like, hey man, so are you going to pay me in cash, or are you going to pay me in Venmo? I'm like, homie, the fucking show's not even over yet, dude. Are you fucking crazy? Like, what do you want me to pay you with, man? We haven't had tips. Our jar's empty. Like, that shit was just wild, dude. Like, I'm like, what do you want me to do? I'm not going to give you money from my pocket, dude. Jesus Christ, dude. These guys are so crazy. But at least this comedian was funny, man. Like, oh my gosh. If he wasn't funny, it would be a fucking shit show, dude. Oh, you're paying me in cash? Jesus. Yeah, there's other crazy things that happened. There was some guy that canceled the day before, and I'm like, all right, dude. Thanks for letting us know the day before. Like, I don't know I don't even know if he had an excuse. I don't know if he had a better show. If you have a better show and someone's paying you, fine, dude, go do that show. But I don't know. You're just canceling out of nowhere the day before. I mean, is this guys, are shows easy for these guys? Like, are shows everywhere? I didn't know shows were that easy to come by. I thought it was hard to get stage time in the city. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I can't get stage time, but there's plenty of stage time for everyone else in comedy. I don't know. I don't fucking know, dude. And one of these comics, young dude, whatever. I mean, it bugged me a little at the time, but it was like, it was wild. I wanted him on the show. He's a nice kid. I think he's funny. I'm like, hey, you gonna come on a show on a Friday? He's like, yeah, but can I go early? Because I'm trying to watch the Warriors game. And again, I'm like, that blows my mind, dude. Okay, like, he ended up staying and supporting the show. I mean, I didn't have to say anything to him, but I'm like, are you like I said, are these shows so easy to come by that you could just not support the show, but you want stage time in front of a live audience and then you're gonna dip? What's going on? What is fucking going on, man? And you guys think I'm done ranting? I am not done ranting. Let me see what else. And so far in 2 shows, all these fucking crazy things has happened. By the way, although these crazy things have happened, the shows are really funny. You actually get some tickets on the link below, Eventbrite. I have the link there. Great act. We got new comedians. Got magicians coming out for this Friday, May 27th, 7 o'clock. The show's only about an hour, so I'm mindful of your guys' time, and I know you guys want to go hang out and do other shit afterwards. I want to save time for that. But yeah, let's continue these rants, shall we? What else? Oh, so I was okay. Well, let me see what I wrote down here. There's so much shit that okay. So I gotta say, man, like flyers so far has not worked. The other producer made these great fucking flyers, man. Super cool. Made like 250 of them, and I probably passed out like 100 of them on my own. And I don't think, at least for the first 2 shows, nobody came because of the flyers, right? But I'm just still trying to hustle, because I'm trying to have a good crowd for all the other comedians. I respect their time. I think they're funny. I think they deserve a crowd, even though some of them refuse to do any of the marketing and the advertising. But anyway, I'm just out there passing out flyers. I was at so where would I go pass out flyers? I passed it out at the bar the day before and the week before, telling people that there's a comedy show. I pass them out at other open mics, especially if I do well for that set and I see there's an audience in the room. I will give out flyers. So one, which sounds totally reasonable, right? Don't you think? And one of these open mics I went to, sorry, I just go check my phone because I got paid the bills. One of these mics type of thing I was at, I was very respectful, by the way, right? Everybody was doing their set. Towards the end of the night, and whenever someone's done, I would like hand out a couple flyers, but like, hey, I got a show Friday. It'd be cool if you guys support it. Whatever, you know what I mean? And like maybe you guys come a couple times, I'll put you in the show, whatever, whoever I think is funny. So I'm handing out flyers to people. Obviously, I'm assuming most of them will just throw that shit away. I mean, I would, right? And most of them would probably not come. But this one fat motherfucker, like, it was just like, and I'm upset when I call this guy fat because I'm a fat motherfucker myself, dude. But this guy was like, hey, man, maybe this is not such a good time to be advertising your comedy show when there's other comedians here trying to get onto shows. I'm like, oh, yeah? When is it a good time to hand you a fucking flyer, dude? Should I wait for your son's baptism to give you a flyer? Have you ever received a flyer and you're like, oh, this is the best time. I'm so glad I got this. Okay, no one likes the fucking flyer, dude. Jesus, dude. They say like the dumbest shit. I'm like, when's a good time to give you a flyer? When? Tell me. Do you guys ever like openly, like with this big smile on your face, receive a flyer in the street? No. Jesus. Let me see here. And then what else I have here? And oh yeah, same night I go outside after the open mic. I'm trying to chat up with some people. I've never seen like 80% of these people. So I'm like, all right, what's up, you guys? How you doing? What are you guys doing? How long you been doing comedy? Blah, blah, blah. One of these little dudes came up to me and was like, hey, man, I saw you guys handing out flyers. Do you have a show? Like, why are you doing this? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I'm just trying to build a crowd. Obviously, I'm trying to put on a good show. And I hope, some of you guys will come out. So we have a good crowd and the bar will be able to make money and we won't lose the venue, right? Obvious stuff. And this guy looks at me and he's like, oh, if you know what will help you not lose the bar? Like if you drop and I quote, he's like, if you drop $1,000 for the bar, you'll get to keep the bar. And I just looked at him. I'm like, no shit, dude. Why? But like, why would you even stay? Like, why would I give $1,000 to a bar to keep a free show? For $1,000, I could go to like a real comedy club, rent out the whole space, invite all my friends and family for them to watch me take a dump on stage, dude. That's what I could get for $1,000. Like, what are you even saying to me, man? I'm saying, if I had $1,000 to give a club, I'll be headlining the fucking Punchline every single night when the big comedian's not around, dude. I'll be like, here, how about I give you $1,000? Like, all right, yeah, you can headline as much as you want. Jesus, dude, there's just some dumb shit people say to me. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, guys. But yeah, so that's it. Come to the show. Come to my next show. It's still around. I think we'll do great this week. May 27th, Friday. And the Tenderloin at Emperor Norton Booze Land. Drinks are great. They have a great bar there. Great patio, outdoor seating area. You know, the neighbor's a little rough, but, you know, come with a friend. Bring a friend. Parking's free after 6 in the streets. Is fucking great. I love that bar. But yeah, the acts that we've been getting, funny comedians, to say the least, even though sometimes there's no crowd. Like, I don't owe anybody anything in the comedy scene, because no one has put me in any of their shows. So like, at least the people I picked, like I only pick them if I think they're funny or if they're good people. And even better, some of these guys are both. And so far the other comedians, the people they picked are really funny as well. The other two guys who produces the show with me. So if you're watching this, definitely show up this Friday. Get tickets in the comments below. I'm gonna link it there. You guys can get free tickets. RSVP drives the algorithm. The more people come, the more fun it'll be. And it's just how it works. You know what I mean? Like, these comedians are legitimately funny. And I think this week we're going to have really good ones too. So let's talk about things that really matter. Let's talk about the economy and money. So another reason why I decided to bring this podcast back up. I haven't done this podcast in about a couple months, probably since December or January, maybe even February. And a lot of shit has happened since then, you know what I mean? Like, there's inflation, Russia's attacking Ukraine. That is crazy since the last time I came on. Oil prices is to the roof. And last week I saw that there was a huge jump in people listening to my podcast on audio, so through the other podcast apps. Like, it tripled my numbers I think it was my latest episode. It tripled the numbers. And I think it's because the title of the show for that one is called Passive Income. And I feel like I probably need to give an update because a lot of things that has happened in my investments since that time. And I think people are just kind of worried about what we're doing, how we're doing with the economy, and just looking for ways to preserve their wealth, their money, and hopefully grow. So I want to just give an update. I know I was talking about I was in a crypto lending platform called Celsius Network. I'm still in it right now, but a lot has changed since I last talked about it. They basically don't give interest rates if you put in new money. Excuse me, it's burp. If you live in United States, unless you are an accredited investor, which basically means you need to be like stupid rich to earn interest. But if you had an account from before, which I did, and I don't know how many of you guys out there had a Celsius account, you could still continue to make a yield on your weekly yield on your crypto. But at the moment you remove that crypto out of your wallet, you will no longer be able to add new money to earn yield. You understand? And I'm still in it, but I think it's very risky, especially with the whole Terra and Luna debacle recently, where they lost like trillions of dollars, and a lot of people lost a lot of money betting on this app and their crypto. And I think I'm a little bit overexposed in Celsius. Just to be totally honest, like, I took out a pretty big loan from a bank a couple years ago or last year, and put a bunch of my own money and put into Celsius Network to earn yield, to earn like 7.1% yield right now. So we're in like the six figures right now. And I'm not rich. I just took out a loan. Don't look at me. I'm not a rich guy. Okay. I can't drop $1,000 at the fucking bar. But yeah, I feel like I'm overexposed to the risk and I am a little worried about it. And for people thinking that they're worried, like you have to think about what your tolerance is to risk. So I'm just gonna slowly take out money. But if they go down tomorrow, I'm screwed like everyone else that's still in Celsius. So my plan right now is instead when I'm buying new shares of stock or crypto, instead of using the money in my bank account, I'm just going to withdraw it from Celsius to buy it. So that way I'm lowering my risk exposure in crypto and Celsius. I mean, and being able to still buy the dip, whereas I don't need to spend the cash that I have in my checking account. I just started this like last week, so I think I pulled out maybe like $5,000. I probably should have started earlier with all this madness and crypto. And some of you guys might just hold all your money in Celsius for a while because you feel like 7% on the stable coins is a lot. But for me, I don't know if it is, especially because my loan is at 3%, so it's actually a 4%. Minus the tax I have to pay on the dividends. So for me, I don't think it's worth it as much, but a 3% loan is still very low at this moment, especially the ones that just give you straight cash. I think I might just pay the interest on the loan if I'm able to buy stocks right now for a low price. You know what I mean? Like Google and other good tech companies, or wherever companies out there is taking a beating right now. I think it'll be worth it to take a small loan because I think they'll come back stronger than ever. But yeah, what else is going on here? Oil prices in California over $6, dude. This is insane, and I can't even imagine. Like for someone that makes less money than me, I'm not rich by any means, but I'm middle class, so I can really just. I don't spend a lot of money either, so I could, afford to pay like $80, $90 to fill up my tank on like a week and a half basis, so I could go do open mics and comedy for free. But yeah, I feel bad for people like in the lower income. I just like and nobody's doing anything. Like the government's not doing anything. The prices are just going up. You know what I mean? And the reason why it's going up is because oil companies have been hit pretty bad in terms of their stock price the last couple of years. Oil prices was low, and a lot of investors were down on their stock prices. You know what I mean? And now when they finally have higher oil prices, they do not want to produce more oil, right? And instead of doing that, they're like, okay, we're just going to make sure the stock goes back up. We're going to buy back stock. We're going to pay bigger dividends to our investors. While the everyday people are suffering, which kind of sucks, and I get it, but I mean, this is like what happens when the government, for at least in the U.S. or even in Europe, like they've been going after the oil companies, right? The fossil fuel companies. They're taking away all these subsidies, and basically saying like we're gonna do as we're gonna try and get rid of our reliance on oil as soon as possible, right? And they give all these subsidies to like solar panels and windmills and all this other thing that's less efficient. I mean, they're efficient, but they're not on demand power. And they just, demonize the oil companies. Now they're like, dude, we're not going to get more oil because we could screw ourselves, right? Like the government's not here to back us up. If we pump too much oil and the price goes down, like we're the only ones gonna suffer, and they're not, and the government's not gonna subsidize anything at this point. So yeah, I don't know how to solve the oil issue. I feel for everyone, I mean, I've like read articles on, and I think it might be Business Insider. They're like, yeah, maybe you should buy a Tesla. Like, like that is the answer for people that have no money to pay for gas, is to buy a Tesla Model 3. It's like $40,000. Get that. You'll be fine. Save money, Yeah, so I don't know, man. Gas prices is rough. I don't know. It sucks. I don't want to tell people to take the bus or take public transportation, because public transportation sucks, man. But I feel you, man. If you have like some extra money, might maybe buy a little stocks in oil, but I gotta say, like commodities like that, like energy, fuel commodities, like they're a cycle, dude. They go real high and they go real low. There's never really a middle, right? Like even you look at oil prices, they're either like stupid crazy high or they're stupid crazy cheap. There's no middle. So if you buy it, you gotta just make sure like you're on top of it so you get it out of it on time. I certainly didn't. I bought British Petroleum for 3-4 years ago at $40 a share, and they're barely breaking $30 right now. And this is with gasoline at over $100 a barrel. So I don't know. This is not financial advice. I don't know anything about anything in investments. I'm just some dumb guy with some money to play with and like to think I'm smart. But I think, yeah, I should address the Celsius thing for people listening and what I've been investing so far. Speaking of other things I know nothing about, the uranium thesis it doesn't make sense. I mean, it kind of makes sense. I'm trying to rationalize it and try to think why this is happening. So basically what's going on is, with Ukraine and Russia in war, Russia is basically shutting off its oil to the world. Either they're shutting it off or people are saying they're not buying their oil anymore. So the availability of other oil is low, and so therefore the price of oil is going up. It's crazy. Europe has a huge reliance on Russia, especially Germany, and yeah, the availability is just going to shoot the price up. Okay, along with like coal and all this stuff, and the reason is like, especially Europe has gone so hard into green energy, like specifically windmills and solar panels, and those two things weren't enough to meet the demands of their people, right? Once they got rid of oil. So now they're struggling. Some of them are still buying Russian oil, but they're going to turn that off soon. Oil companies aren't going to pump more oil. So we're like screwed. Where are they going to get these energy from? And this is happening all across the world because just the physical supply of oil has gone down. And one of the theses I came across probably, I don't know, maybe close to a year now, is uranium. And basically uranium is like the fuel that you put into nuclear power plants to produce like reliable electricity to cities, continuous electricities to cities and stuff. Like you don't need to wait for the sun to be up. You don't need to wait for wind to blow. You don't need to burn coal. Like uranium is actually a really clean source of energy, even though a lot of people are against it still. But anyway, the thesis is like, okay, there's the price of uranium should go up because the demand for energy is high, and there's not, and companies mining for uranium are not mining enough for the demand. They've just been selling a supply that they already had mined from before. So ideally, if this thesis was true, then the price of uranium would go up. But the last couple of weeks, the exact opposite has gone down. The price of uranium has actually gone down. And this, you might think like the thesis don't make sense right now. Because actually a lot of like miners for uranium miners, companies that mine for uraniums have been ticking up lately, but the price of uranium per pound has been going down. And you might think that's against the thesis, but I think part of the reason why is a lot of people are just losing a lot of money. And I think hedge funds or investors, there are hedge funds and investors out there that hold pounds of physical uranium, and they might see an opportunity somewhere else, or they need the cash, so they're just liquidating and selling uranium. Therefore, the price is coming down. And I don't think this will last long. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm dumb, but fortunately for me, I do have time on my side. I think in the long run, even in the short term, I think the price of uranium will go up, and it'll be quick. So I don't know if it's true or not. If you guys are in uranium, I don't know what you guys think. You leave a comment below. I'm still buying the dip. I think probably within a year or two, it's going to go up. Once you realize that there's demand, like people are trying to buy it all up, and yeah, that's what I think on that. What else is there? The baby formula is running out. That's insane. I mean, it's funny how they're trying to ban abortion at the same time we're running out of baby formula. Like, what now? Like, I don't know what that means. Like, is abortion now extended to 6 months after birth? How are they going to feed these kids? And I think, I don't know. I think Biden's finally saying he's going to force companies to make formula. I don't know. It's just all a tough time to be in with inflation. Yeah, I guess this is the last thing I'll talk about before I go. Inflation right now is crazy. I think the consumer price index is saying it's about 8%, and we're right now, I think the Fed's raising interest at a total of like maybe 3%, less than 3%. So I don't think that's gonna the interest rate's gonna catch up to inflation. I mean, it might. Then the interest rate's supposed to signal to the market about what's going to happen in the future. So people might just stop purchasing shit in anticipation that they're going to keep raising the rates, which will drive inflation down, but also a recession. So what I think is going to happen, tink, did I just say tink? So this is what I think is going to happen probably in the next couple years. And next couple months, I mean, I think either inflation is going to be so high that Jerome Powell wouldn't care about a recession at all, and he's going to just keep raising interest rates, and a lot of people are going to lose jobs. Unfortunately, a lot of people will lose jobs, and once you lose jobs, people will be unable to afford things. I think there's going to be a credit bubble. People in the U.S. hold debt, credit card debt. You know what I mean? Once people start defaulting on those, they can't pay for those. People are going to start being unable to pay for their mortgage, even though most people have a low interest mortgage. But Americans don't save money, you know what I mean? And once they lose their jobs, like, it's all fucked. Like, they will lose everything. And then price will finally come down. And if people with money will probably be able to buy stuff for cheap or for a reasonable price. But that's going to hurt a bunch of people. And then, or the other thing, which I think is actually worse, is Jerome Powell will see that the recession is happening, and then that will spook them, and they don't want to have another recession, which means they will cut rates again, and inflation will just keep going up, which is also insane. But if interest rates are down, stocks and crypto will also go to the moon again. But does it really help if, like, all these asset prices are going up, but then you're not available you're not able to buy the same amount of goods for the dollar you have? You know what I mean? Like, inflation will be out of control. You know what I mean? It's like, who cares if your stocks and the property of your house may go up, but like gas is like $10 a gallon in California. I don't know if that's something people actually want. But yeah, anyway, back here, back on the pod. This one's going to be probably pretty rough. I haven't done this in a long time, but I think the audio quality will be much better. Please come to my comedy show this Friday, May 27th, 7 o'clock in San Francisco, in the Tenderloin at Emperor Norton's Boozeland. Invite your friends. It'll be a great time. Come see me, even though I ranted for over 30 minutes on what sucks about hosting a show. But in the end, you know, I think the first two shows I'm really proud of. Obviously, the first show had more of an audience, but yeah, it's going to be a fun ride. I don't know how long the show will last, but I'm going to try to enjoy it as long as it does. Anyways, I'll catch you guys next time. I will be probably posting once a week. We'll see. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.